In this lesson, we'll work on the twist control connected to the left shoulder. Let's go ahead and focus on the connect curve tied to the shoulder first, and in the following lesson, we'll take care of the forearm. Alright, so we'll need to use the same expression we used for our anchor object to make sure that the connect curve will twist properly. So that means we need to unhide a few objects. We'll need to unhide the expose node tied to the IK shoulder. We'll also need to unhide the bone object that our FK controls are stored under. Let's go ahead and move over to our display tab and we'll choose unhide by name. Let's search for the expose node first. So simply type in expose in our find field at the top, and here it is. So let's choose unhide. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so there is the expose node. Let's go back and search for the bone object that we'll need to unhide for our FK arm control. So we'll go ahead and scroll up to the top, and here it is. BN enum L shoulder FK. So we'll go ahead and unhide that. Let's take a look. Alright, well, we're now ready to go to our anchor object to copy our expression. We might as well do that to save some time. Underneath the assign controller rollout, we'll go ahead and find the twist axis. Let's get to its properties. Let's go ahead and highlight everything. We know for our FK twist variable, we'll need to look at the animation control here, the shoulder control. For the IK twist, the expose node, and then our IKFK button here gets tied to this variable. So go ahead and close this out, and let's go ahead and find our connect curve. There it is. So we need to tie in to our y-axis. Let's choose the float expression controller. Let's go ahead and paste in our expression. And for the counter twist here, remember, we're going to need to change things up a bit. We're actually going to use positive values here where we have a negative operation. So instead of negative FK, that's going to be positive FK. And instead of this negative result from our radian formula, we're going to go ahead and change that to positive. Alright, great. Now we can go ahead and start to create our variables. So that's IKFK. Next is IK twist. And then finally, FK twist. Alright, let's go ahead and start to search for these objects. So for the FK twist, we'll need to expand the global node. We'll go ahead and expand the center of gravity, the chest bone. From there we'll find the clavicle. Here it is, L clavicle. Let's go ahead and expand that. Alright, and at that point, we should be able to find BN DRV NML shoulder. Let's go ahead and expand that to get to our animation control and tie in to its twist axis, which is 0 Euler X. Now for the IK twist, we should be able to find that easily. Here's expose L shoulder twist IK. Let's expand that to get to object local Euler X. Alright, now we need to assign the IKFK button to our IKFK variable. So that's tied to our center of gravity. We'll expand the inside to get to modified object, extra controls, custom attributes, and here is our IKFK button. Let's go ahead and evaluate this. Let's take a look at the connect curve. Alright, so you can see it has shifted. Let's go ahead and take a look at its value. So with it selected, we'll press the E key. I'll move over the expression editor. Alright, look, its twist axis is actually set to a positive value of 2.172. What does that mean? Well, it basically means that not only do we have to set the radian result here to positive, but we also need to set our IK twist to positive as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that negative operation. And now, if we were to go ahead and evaluate this, I'm going to go ahead and move over the expression editor so we can see this clearly. But if we go ahead and evaluate this, you'll see that it's now brought back to 0. All right, great. So this looks good. Let's go ahead and see if it works correctly. Again, I'll move over to the expression editor, and we'll start to twist the arm. Let's grab our IK control, move back to the Modify panel, and let's start to use the elbow swivel. So take a look, it's working just fine. Great. All right, so looking closely at our bone object that's tied to the connect curve, we just want to make sure that that's not rotating. If it is, that means that the group object needs to be tied back to the connect curve. So if we were to go back and start to move the elbow swivel, just to take a close look, yes, you'll see that the bone object is rotating when it should not. No worries. Let's go ahead and zero out the elbow swivel, and all we need to do is go back to our hidden layer. So L shoulder flexi hidden, let's go ahead and show that. We'll grab the group object, let's right click and choose wire parameters. We'll need to find the rotate Y axis, so here it is, 0 Euler Y, and we'll tie into our connect curve. Okay, so there's its Y axis. We're using the center arrow to connect this properly. And now when we go back to our IK swivel channel, let's go ahead and zoom in, you'll notice that everything's working just fine. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take a look at things in FK mode. I'll go ahead and hide the Flexi hidden layer. Let's now grab our center of gravity and switch over to FK. All right, beautiful. So from here, we'll grab our shoulder control. Let's test this out. We'll start to rotate in the Y-axis. Notice everything's working great. Let's take a look at the Z-axis. Beautiful, no flipping. How about the X-axis? All right, take a look at that. Very fun. All right, well, that finishes up our work here for this connect curve. I'll go ahead and use transform to 0 to bring this back. So now, in the next lesson, we'll make sure to take care of our forearms connect curve.